Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to call the City of Quincy Board of License Commissioners meeting to order. Susan, can you please call the roll?
Deputy Vitro.
Yep.
Director Duca.
Present.
Commissioner Jones.
Here.
Chief Keenan.
Here.
Chair Crispo.
Present. Now I'd like to read into the minutes of the meeting, the open meeting law. Pursuant to the open meeting law, any person may make an audio or video recording of this public meeting or may transmit the meeting through any medium. Attendees are therefore advised that such recordings or transmissions are being made, whether perceived or unperceived, by those present and are deemed acknowledged and permissible. And get right to agenda item number 1, here regarding the request of Elevation Apartments at Crown Colony for the Beer Mobile Inc. for a special use permit, 1-day beer and wine license for the tenant appreciation event at 7 Crown Drive. The event is scheduled for Saturday, March 14th from noon to 4. Andrea Lanzendorfer? Come on in. Come on up, thank you.
I just got married and made names for it, so.
We'll go with that. Do you know how to spell the new one yet?
Working on it.
Welcome, and why don't you tell us a little bit about your event?
Sure, yeah, so it kind of says it's a resident appreciation event, kind of to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, right around the date. So we're just going to have a beer truck come up, and then we're going to supply some, catered food. The residents will be paying for the beer truck, but they might bring, outsiders, so friends, stuff like that. So we thought the appropriate thing would be to get the permit. But yeah, everything, we do have restrooms available for, all the people on site, and then we will have the service area where the truck will be. We will have it like coned off and then a temporary fencing, so there's, people won't be running through traffic, even though it's not too busy up there, but we will have it, kind of restrained so people aren't aimlessly walking around and, potential hazards. I think that pretty much kind of summarizes it. We're trying to do it from 12 to 4. They'll probably be there around 11 just to kind of set up.
Okay, so it's invite only?
Yes.
Okay. And
Yeah, it's not really open to the public. It's more so if a resident wants to bring a friend or relative.
Of course. And do we have any questions or concerns from anyone in the audience?
I just got a quick question about John Rochelle. What percentage of people are living there? Is it almost fully rented right now?
Not supposed to give that out. No, we're close. We're rented technically 80, and then we're about 84% leased. So like future move-ins.
Okay, so people living there. Those
Yeah.
are the best people living there who aren't actually living there. Not traffic. But anyway, thank you very much. It's a beautiful place. I've been up there.
Yeah, no, it's great. I love it. Yeah. So.
Seeing no questions, thank you, John, for your question. Any questions or concerns from anyone on the board?
Is this an outdoor event?
Yes. Yeah, so the food is actually going to be inside within the clubhouse. We have a little function room in there, so we'll have all the food in there. But the beer truck will be posted or, set outside. We're hoping for, decent weather, so we'll kind of keep, for the most part, everyone outside, but obviously it's going to be kind of an open door.
Will you have a tent or anything like that?
We don't have plans for it, but if it's, kind of
You
like this weather, then we will have some sort of, at least, structure where the people will be ordering.
Do you have any idea how many people you're expecting?
Not quite yet. I was kind of waiting for the approval for this, then I was going to send something out to the residents and just kind of get a better idea as to, what their feedback is. So.
If you end up getting a tent, you just need permits. the
Okay.
fire department, the building department. That's
Okay, that's good to know, thank
all.
you.
Great, thanks.
And is the food just food that you're supplying for the residents, or they're bringing their own? or-
Yeah, so we're using 16C. We're gonna have them cater,
Okay.
do like an Irish themed
Okay.
type thing for St. Patrick's Day.
Okay, so they'll need to give us a call at the health department.
Okay,
16C
yes.
will. Okay, if you could just let
perfect.
them know that.
Yep, I
Okay.
can definitely let them know.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions, concerns? Seeing none, looking for a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to grant the request of Elevation Apartments at Crown Colony and the Beer Mobile Inc. for a special use permit, one-day beer and wine license for a tenant appreciation event at 7 Crown Drive. The event is scheduled for Saturday, March 14th, from noon to 4 p.m., represented by Andrea, I'm sorry, I didn't get your last name,
Lansendorfer?
Lindendorfer.
Ward.
Yeah, Ward, it's my maiden, it's easier, I still respond.
Second?
All in favor? Aye. You're all set, Andrea.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good luck.
Good luck.
Agenda item number 2, hearing regarding the request of the Women Wine in Wall Street for a charity wine pouring license for their Women's Bar Foundation of Massachusetts event at the Quincy Marriott. The event is scheduled March 5th, 2020, from 5:30 to 8. The wine is being donated but will be served by the Marriott. And Joanne Bishop and Nora Yesef.
Yep, that's me.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. Why don't you tell us about your event?
Yeah, so it's an event on March 5th that's been running for about 6 years. It's a group, it's a non-real entity, it's just a group that gets together called Women Wine on Wall Street. That's all about educating women to empower themselves and their families through a number of ways. This particular one is featuring an author that's talking about caring for our aging parents. And what we do at these events is residual money from sponsors we give to a charity that supports women, and the Women's Bar Foundation I'm on the board of. Fantastic organization. They help displaced women and underserved women, helping them with end-of-life documents, helping them get reacclimated if they've been abused, and a number of different ways. So they are our chosen charity that we would donate those funds to.
Excellent. Do we have any questions or concerns from anyone in the audience?
I have a question. Why are we doing a one-day permit?
Because the wine is being donated, so that allows wine to be donated and served by the Marriott, so it's not, they're not using the Marriott's liquor.
Liquor.
So because of that, there's a charity wine pouring option that the state provides for.
Okay, thanks.
Your application's all in order. Is there any other questions or concerns from anybody on the board?
And I did bring the certificate of solicitation with me.
Perfect.
Good, thank you. Is this open to the public?
It's open to the public, but people can't attend off the street. They have to RSVP and
Okay.
who's there.
Okay, and, oh, great, so,
From the Marriott.
okay. I go and do a radio show tomorrow on this, so is there a website that people can go to?
Yes, I'll send it to you.
Okay,
Yeah.
excellent.
Yeah.
Yep, all right.
Will you be having any food?
Yeah, we're getting, because there's alcohol there. Wine, cheese is light,
And
not a dinner.
Is that served by the Marriott, or?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah, they don't, they require it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking for a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to grant the request of Women Wine in Wall Street for a charity wine pouring license for their Women's Bar Foundation of Massachusetts event at the Quincy Marriott. The event is scheduled for March 5th, 2020, from 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. The wine is being donated, but will be served by the Marriott, represented by Joanna Bishop and Nora Youssef.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I have Susan's email.
Yep,
Yes,
that's great.
And I'll send this in to the state tomorrow.
Thank you. Thanks for your help.
Yeah, no problem, thank you.
Agenda item number 3, here regarding the request of the Town River Yacht Club for a change of offices and directors for the club and the premise located at 60 Mound Street. Jack Swan, John was unable to attend. The application is in line with the ABCC record for the current club offices and Secretary of State records. So we could go ahead and motion and approve and send in the application for approval.
I'd like to make a motion to grant the request of Town River Yacht Club for a change in officers and directors at the club for the premises located at 60 Mound Street, represented by John Swan.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All set. And agenda item number 4 is hearing to review the conditions and operations at the Shake and Crab at 22 College Ave. Cottage Ave.
Sorry, I thought you said college. Sorry.
It's okay. Nicholas Wu.
Hi, I'm Simon Braver on behalf of Shake and Crab.
Simon is your name?
Yeah.
Thank you for coming, Simon. I'm going to hand this over to our Health Commissioner, Ruth Jones, and she can tell you why you're here.
Sure.
Thank you.
So Simon, what's your position at the Shaking Crab?
I'm the operations manager. For Shake
Okay,
and Crab.
so we called you in because hopefully if you're the operations manager, you know what's been going
Yeah,
on
I'm aware of
at the
the
Shaking
situation.
Crab. This started back in December
Yeah.
of 2019. Mostly the issues have been the dumpster.
Yeah,
Your dumpster
yeah.
out in the street, dumpster overflowing. We had one issue on that particular day where your delivery was out in the alley and left there for 4 or 5
one of the delivery
hours.
guys before him lost the key, so it just left there for a bit, but we were there within like an hour.
Actually, it was about 4 hours before it was taken in.
I think I got the call around 1 and someone was there.
Yeah,
around
the delivery
4.
was there at 9 AM. So there was a huge discrepancy in
Okay.
time before the delivery was brought into the restaurant. But the main issue that we have here, other than that, is that since December 30th up to now, we've had issues with your dumpster out in the street.
Yeah.
Your dumpster out in a handicapped parking spot.
Yeah, I'm aware of all.
You're aware, but we've had to ticket you at least 10 times.
Yeah, well, even with the tickets, I'm dealing with the trash company at the moment, but I've talked to them since the first time to make sure it's back. And even from the first time, we've been taking pictures, even at night, in the morning. I think I talked to Detective Foley and asked him what the earliest time you guys would be there. So I was waking up before 9 every day, going there, making sure it's there, even pushing it back on some days, and it was still happening. So recently we installed a camera at the corner of our restaurant, and then what we did find, and I have the video as well, is that the other companies that other restaurants use, they would drag our trash out when they take theirs out, but then they never put it back. So until our company goes there and puts it back when they take our trash. But that's happened on, I'm sure, a lot of occasions, but we've only had the camera for a week, and we've already seen 3 occasions where it was dragged out and never put back.
Yeah, okay. So I'd like to see that video
Yeah,
if I
of
could.
course.
You don't have to show it to me right
Yeah.
this minute, but I'd like to see that. My next question is, how come on some days, right now, since this, since you've been called into the licensing board, I go by that dumpster every morning on my way to
I
work.
heard,
And,
yeah.
and you heard, you said,
Yeah,
okay.
because I was like explaining to him that I went
Yeah.
there at 9 and I moved it back,
Right.
and he was saying that sometimes you're there at 8.
I am.
And I
Yep.
wasn't aware of what the earliest time was, because
Well, it shouldn't be out on the street. Honestly, it shouldn't be out on the street at all.
Make sure that,
Yeah.
even if it does, then I could do something about it early on, so we don't have.
But it's been in place the entire weekend, for about a week and a half. The Shake and Crab did fine,
Yeah.
and it was back in.
We've
and
actually been going there at 5 a.m. Because Republic actually picks it up at around 4:30 a.m. sometimes.
So can't you
and,
change the time that the dumpster gets picked up?
We did ask, and they said the earliest is like around 8 or 9 for us. And we also did try to switch the spots. We moved our trash barrel all the way to the back because we presumed that if everyone has Republic, it should be easy enough for them to drag it out and just leave ours by itself. But then 3 days after it, our trash was in the corner again. So I don't know if that's something you guys could help us with to secure like a spot at the end of it.
Well, I think if it's a continuous problem, maybe we can have a meeting with all the restaurants there to see what the issue is.
Yeah.
However, my feeling is that this is your restaurant. I don't have any other problems. All of those other dumpsters have to be rolled out to the street. and I have never seen any one of those other dumpsters out in the street
Yeah.
except for the Shaking Crabs.
Yeah,
Okay?
and like I said in the video, we see like the other companies, they drag theirs out, take the trash out, push theirs back. But when they remove ours first, they just leave it there. And that's in the video as well.
Well, we need to have a conclusion to this because it's not acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
And also the fact that it wasn't addressed. 10 tickets down the road, it wasn't
Those
addressed.
tickets were in very quick succession.
That's
and
right,
we
you
were,
ticketed every day
yeah.
for that situation.
Yeah, and I was still going there every day.
And Mr. Wu, I spoke with Mr. Wu on several occasions. Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Wu was warned on several occasions that he would be ticketed every day, that he should call the trash company, that should he maybe change the time.
Yeah, we've been trying to do
It's
that.
unacceptable for that trash container to be out in the street. It's
Mm-hmm.
unacceptable for that trash container to be in a handicap parking spot. I'm surprised it wasn't towed and you weren't fined whatever the fine is for something being in a handicap spot. I don't feel like the Shaking Crab is doing enough to take care of the situation.
Well, we were taking pictures every night and even morning, and we do have the video of, it's not even our trash company that's dragging it and leaving it there, because if it was the trash company that we use that was dragging it out and left it there, it would be our responsibility. But it's a
It's
trash
still your
company we don't
responsibility,
use.
it's your dumpster.
Yeah, I understand, yeah, and
No matter what's happening, it's still your
Yeah,
responsibility.
and we have been better with it, and I've also been in talks with both the trash companies to see if we should even switch to just Republic, so that way, you know, they don't have an issue with the other things. But like you say, it hasn't happened in the past weekend or the week. And
No, it hasn't happened in the past weekend. It happened, I can give you the dates that it happened.
Mm-hmm.
It happened December 30th. It started the entire week, January 9th, 10th. It ended for a few days after, no, it went to the 16th. From the 16th to the beginning of February, there was a week and a few days that you did well with it.
Yeah.
And then it started all over again, and the entire week, from 2/5, actually more than a week, to 2/13, you've been ticketed every day because it's been out there, and several
like I
times
said,
it was in
even
handicap.
the days that we were doing good, that was me going there every morning and moving it back, because the other trash companies did drag it out all the time.
You've got to come to a solution.
Yeah, we are figuring out a solution, even if it has
You've
to
had
be
plenty of time to
switching it.
figure it out.
Well, we even put the camera there. We're going to chain it to the pole that there is for the gate now, so they can't even drag it out. So maybe if they need to pull theirs out, then they just pull theirs out.
Will it fit? Will theirs,
Oh, yeah, it should fit.
theirs will slide
yeah,
by it?
Yeah, two of them will slide, as long as the one is on the side.
I know this has been an ongoing problem for years.
Yes.
In that back alley.
Uh-huh.
It's just been a real problem. The gentleman that came when they opened the Shaking Crab, remember? He was articulate, he was meticulous, and he, showed us that he wanted to have an amazing restaurant, family style, that gives people the opportunity to come and enjoy and talk and, really enjoy themselves. Our resources are being used here, and the effectiveness of what's going on is not good. A handicap spot is totally unacceptable.
Absolutely.
And you have not paid your fines.
Yeah.
I have them here. And then, yes.
I'm
Yes.
also, I'm in charge of, actually, Shaking Crab has about 15 restaurants
I'll give her a ring.
across the Northeast, so I'm in charge of the total.
Are you the gentleman that was here when they opened?
No, I was
No,
not. I was
okay.
not here. But today I wanted to be a part of this because I just wanted to say we did take a lot of actions towards all the tickets, because I was aware of that as well. He did reach out to our own trash company, and our trash company actually sent an email to the other trash company who's been leaving the trash on the street. And as he said earlier, he's been going there every single morning, making sure that even if they left it out, we push it back in. There is only so much that we can control as an operator. We did our part by communicating with the trash company, and if you want to see, he can send you all the records, all the emails, communications that we have. We even installed a camera just for that, so that we can catch them, because our trash company is telling us that they're not doing this anymore. So if this is the action by the trash company and they're operating, they're making a profit, they didn't do their job, even though we told them to put it back in. So is there a way for you guys to maybe find them instead of us? Because as an operator, there's only so much we can do, right? Because we did everything we could. We even have video evidence showing that it's not our own trash company, it's the other one. And we reach out to them, and they actually sent a reply. They said they would do it, but they didn't. And we have video evidence showing that. I don't know what else. we
Did you
can do.
send that video evidence to Republic or?
I don't.
No, I don't think.
Yeah.
Who's the offending company? What company do you
We
use?
use South Shore Disposal.
And the other one is Republic?
The other one is Republic. There's also another company called True, and we actually have video of both of the companies dragging the trash out.
Yeah. So there's only so much we have control.
How many dumpsters are back there?
I believe there's
5 or
8
6,
for
I
the
think, maybe more,
dumpsters and then one
yeah. They go way around the
recycle.
back on both sides. The issue to me from the health department is that, as the chair said, that we're utilizing a lot of manpower. I have inspectors down there every day.
We understand.
And had you maybe communicated some of this back to us, maybe it would have been a little easier
Yeah, I
to...
did speak to Detective Follen about all these.
No, not to Detective Follen, to the health department. The health department's been down there 12 times, okay? My inspectors come in the evening when you're open, so that they can speak to somebody, and all they get is a manager laughing and saying, oh, my boss is gonna kill me because I didn't put the dumpster back in. The dumpster sometimes is out there till 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You've been good lately, the last 3 days. Prior to that, you have not been good putting the dumpster back. So,
We don't open until our employees are not there until.
I understand that,
Yeah.
but the restaurants, all the other surrounding restaurants that use that alleyway with dumpsters, a good portion of them don't open till the afternoon either, and I've never had an issue with them, so.
Okay.
I wonder if we suggest, who owns that property? Who owns that building?
That's
Do you know?
a good question, I don't know.
Because what about if we put some kind of chain lock? And when they open it,
There's a fence, there is a fence
Yeah,
there.
I've
There is
closed
a
the gate
fence.
a couple of nights as well, but in the morning, you know, when I go, it's wide open, and then
What ends up happening is the gate, and it's a proper gate so they can get out their back door. There was an issue once because they were afraid that you couldn't get out the emergency back door and the gate would have been locked and you couldn't get out.
That's a rare means of egress for all those.
Right, but the gate has a,
Crossbar.
yeah, I couldn't think of the
Yeah.
name of it. So that's not an issue. That gate is always open, it's never closed now. And,
shut the
I'm
gate.
sorry,
Oh, no, good.
go ahead, no.
How many dumpsters are there in total? 8, you said?
in total about
Are
8.
there
One of them
one
is
for each
recyclable.
business?
One for each business,
Does-
and I think.
Does one
wherever-
business have 2 dumpsters, maybe?
I believe Alba has 2 dumpsters.
I think Alba
but they
has
use
2
True,
dumpsters.
And they're on their own side.
So we had meetings, and one of the meetings was we encouraging everybody to get the same.
Same dumpster company, it would be
Yeah.
so much,
Because
it
the
would
other
be so
problem
much
is
easier.
rolling the dumpster out is easy because it's downhill, but rolling it back up when it's full,
Right.
it's a little more difficult.
Yeah, so why we went with the other company also was because Republic only picks up the trash 5 days out of the week, and we have a lot of trash at our business, and South Shore actually picks up 6 days. So just in hopes of not being overstocked on the trash, obviously we don't want like the lid being opened or anything, that's why we went with that company. Because they pick up on Saturday as well, and Friday we have a lot of garbage.
Is there any thought of going with one of those companies?
Yeah, we've been talking to Republic. I also talked to South Shore already about just, you know, even with them taking all the steps, contacting Republic and everything is still going on, and obviously we're here because of that. So for the process of a Republic, if we switch, give us our container in 3 days, but for South Shore, we would have to wait until the end of the month for us to switch.
So we're taking steps. If we were to switch to Republic, it only takes 3 days. But if we were to switch over to South Shore, it's going to take until.
Yeah,
the
for
end.
South Shore, for us to end our
Yeah.
contract for the barrel to be out, it would be until the end of the
Is that something that you're willing to do, or is it?
Yeah, that's something
Yeah,
that
we're
we're
willing
willing
to do. We
Obviously,
want to get it solved.
yeah.
We don't want to have you,
Yeah,
yeah.
I have to send to
So if
people
you
there
do
all
that,
the
then
time.
anybody can use any one of those dumpsters, is that correct?
No.
As long as it's
No, they're all-
It's still
no.
assigned.
Still gotta use your
It
own-
has
Yeah.
names on the dumpsters,
Yeah.
yeah.
Why couldn't they use any dumpster if it was all?
Because
some
they're-
use more than others.
They're bigger dumpsters
Oh,
and some
it's
have more,
cost.
yeah.
Not
cost.
everyone pays for everyday pickup.
I
Like,
get
if
you.
you don't have enough trash, you can do 2 pickups per week.
But the dumpsters are all labeled, so
Yeah.
you know whose dumpster is who.
All right, well, appreciate you working hard at it recently, and
Yeah, it's only been recently, though, let me just point that out. I understand the issue, and right now, you guys seem gung-ho, but for the last month,
Yeah, we
2 months, you have
apologize
not
for
been
the lack
gung-ho.
of communication.
Yeah.
You know, we have been speaking
Yeah.
to the trash company.
Yeah,
And he has been going there every morning, you know,
Yeah.
and we apologize, we're definitely working on it, and then, as soon as we have a solution, we'll communicate that right away, and hopefully it won't happen again. But I'm just saying, we only have so much control, over the actions of another company, another trash company being utilized by another business, so.
I understand that, but again, it's still your responsibility.
If you lock it to the side, like you said,
Can they
Yeah.
get it out, though? Can they get it
well,
out?
Yeah, that
once
was the whole reason that,
their trash guy
Uh-huh.
can unlock it, move it, and then lock
Push
it back up.
and lock it?
So that-
The thing is, the Republic and Troop, they pick it up before South Shore. So that's why it's on the street when they move it out, and then,
But if you lock it in place,
uh-huh,
they can't.
yeah, they can. And we talked about it, and we did put the chains there, but South Shore was also being considerate about their difficulties, because the space is really tight.
Right.
Even though it fits, it'll be harder for them to drag it out. And then, you know, just creating more inefficiencies for everyone. That's why he was being considerate. Talked to them like twice about just moving it back. They told him that they would move it back, but they didn't, so.
Can I say something? Good idea.
Please, you usually do.
Why don't you contract with all the trash companies, short term, since we're in an emergency? So they're your customers of all of them, and they'll treat you like a customer.
They
So-
charge a overhead no matter how many pickups you have. So let's say if I use one company, they charge like $200 a month, and then for each additional pickup, they'd be charged like $50.
Short-term, business-wise, I would just measure that cost of trash against your fines. You know, you're in something where you need immediately to fix this. So if you call up them all, I mean, it's hard to argue with trash people. I would, I'm afraid of all the trash people, okay? But I mean, if you contract with them, I mean, that's a cluster. I mean, and that whole alley, I blame the
To get it.
landlord. Like the landlord,
30 days to get
they
it,
have
and
some
then
responsibility because they
until they
rent to a
get it,
tenant.
someone's gotta be
And
there
that's
to
kind
put
of
that
like,
thing
that
in
reminds me of,
by 8:30
you know, you go
every
into
morning.
Boston and you go
Does
behind
that
all the
sound reasonable?
multi-families and it's like Rat Alley.
Propose that.
That's our Rat
Yeah.
Alley in Quincy Center. It's because of those restaurants.
That
So,
gives them
I mean,
enough time,
it's-
and
It also brings a
We'll
lot
take it
of
from there.
revenue to the city.
No, it is, but
been
it's like,
blocking traffic.
there's a Band-Aid
it's in a
solution, and when
handicap
Quincy
spot.
Center was under construction before,
Probably 5
that
times
kind
I've
of
seen it in
worked,
handicap
but now with everything pretty,
That's just
I can
unacceptable.
understand what they're saying,
'cause people
dumpster
are
out
using
there,
it.
just
Yeah.
is wrecking things, but short term, like I said.
I wonder how come none of the other trash barrels ever ended up on the street?
Never
How come
seen-
it's always
Because you're the
us?
first
It's
one.
not, like we said, it's
Well,
not
Elvis is
rolling
on the
down,
other
they're
side.
actually pulling it out and leaving it there.
Well, they're all being pulled out, they're all on
Yeah,
wheels, they're
but
all
when
being
they
pulled out.
take, so when Republic comes and picks up their 5 barrels of trash, ours is the first, so they drag it out, put it on the side, drag all of theirs, put it, like, throw away the trash and put it back, but they never move
Yes.
ours back.
So it makes sense because our trash company always picks up last. So it doesn't matter. And when they return the trash barrel, they will always put it back in the first place. And that's why our trash barrel always ends up on
So
the
your
outside.
trash is being picked up first before all the other dumpsters?
No, after.
Last.
After it's last. So it does, so our trash barrel will always end up on the front of the line, no matter what.
Then get them
Why
to
don't
come
you have
early.
assigned spots?
Sorry, so I opened Shake and Grab
Mhm.
from the beginning, so I've talked to Carrie at 16C and Alba, and Blue Pasture.
Your name for the record?
Susie. And we even work with the bar next door, Tully's, because we actually had an overflow problem when we first moved in, because we were so busy. We actually picked up the bills, so I've dealt with the finances as well from trash companies. We've used all 3. We've actually picked up Tully's bills before because we had to end up using their trash bill as well. Republic's just never had a good track record with us, and they've actually led us to have issues with the city. So that's why we converted over to South Shore, because they could guarantee us 6 days. We wouldn't have the overflow problem with, the rats in the back alley.
Yep.
and how much trash we go through on the weekends. We did personally speak to everyone in the alley to see if we could actually move our trash barrel as well to the back, because we know we get picked up last. But every time we've tried to, nobody really comes to a conclusion. So what I was trying to explain to Simon was that if we can get help from you guys and have a meeting with everybody and come to a conclusion, because we really wouldn't have this problem if our trash barrel was in the back. Our trash company can guarantee that they'll go back there at 3 o'clock or whatever they pick up to drag it out and push it back. We just can't guarantee if Republic and True will do the same thing for us. We can't get a contract with them, and we cancel that contract with Republic. We've called them multiple times. I personally called them multiple times and talked to them. Every single time it's the same thing. It's, yeah, we'll do our best, we'll let our drivers know, but when their drivers are out there, they're doing whatever they want. It doesn't matter whether we call the office and let them know. So we could get you guys to help us have a meeting with all the owners or whoever is managing the restaurants. Maybe we can sit down and talk to
Who
people.
owns the building?
We actually don't know. So when I originally started there, we were told we were supposed to have 2 dumpsters because we're technically in 2 spots in the building. But we've also always had 1 dumpster. So that was an issue in the beginning as well. Because we were supposed to have 2 because of the size of the restaurant and how much overflow and trash we have. So we condensed down to 1, and then we worked something out with Tully so we would actually have kind of 2. But the spots back there, we've never really figured out like where each trash like barrel's supposed to go, who belongs to what. We try to work with everybody and ask them like, hey, like if we get an extra one to put here. Nobody really knows. Everybody just kind of knows where their assigned one is. So when we had questions, we never really like.
But so they are assigned.
They were assigned at some point. We don't even know why our trash barrel was in the front, because at one point, I don't think we were all the way in the front. We were,
Yeah,
like, in the
at
middle.
some point we were
And
in
then they
the
just got
third one.
pushed around. So there's no real organization there. And everybody's just been kind of working together. But right now, I know that, you know, he calls me almost every week, like, our trash barrel's in the street, and I understand the frustration as well. But I just think if we could get everybody together that has a trash barrel back there and work out a system, like, obviously Alba has theirs, I guess their law is convenient for them, but for us, maybe we can work something out with 16C, with Front Pasture, to let them know, like, their trash gets picked up first, so maybe their trash barrel should be in the front, and ours should be in the back.
Yeah, and if ours is at the last spot, none of the other trash companies would have to move it
Yeah,
to get
because
to
we
there.
can guarantee that our trash company will pull it all the way out and push it all the way back in, and we can be responsible at that point to making sure every day that they're doing that. But we can't promise that Republic and True is gonna do the same thing, because we have no control over them, and we don't technically pay them to do that to our trash barrel.
I wouldn't be against having a meeting with everybody there, and maybe the building owner, if we can find out who owns that building, to get this settled for once and for all, because this is a major issue. In the meantime, though, again, it's still your responsibility to keep that dumpster off the street and out of a handicapped spot. It's just not acceptable. And to find it maybe another way of doing this successfully. But I'm going to leave it up to the chair to.
I agree. It is your responsibility at this point, and I, you know, reach out to Troop and Republic and copy Ruthie on the emails, and hopefully, you know, maybe we can come back and look at this in 30 days and see where you're at. I think giving you 30 days to fix the issue, and like the commissioner said, she will sit with you guys and go over a plan, if you can all come together. Doesn't sound like Alba's really involved because they have their own side, but the others, and work with them to make it better so that that trash is never out on that street again, and especially in a handicapped spot. It's totally unacceptable. And so for that, if you've communicated with those other those other
Yeah, we have
restaurants,
contact.
Carrie?
We basically
Yep.
only can call their customer service at this point.
No, I'm talking about Carrie and,
Yeah, we talked.
yeah. So why don't you set up an email chain and try to get together a meeting with the commissioner, okay?
If maybe you can tell me a particular time, so my inspectors can be there also, and we can set up a meeting. In the interim, you got to do something about that
Yep.
dumpster out in the street.
Within 30 days, and then come back in 30 days and tell us what the conclusion is.
I think we could maybe
That sound good?
write something on the barrel too, like under surveillance, please push back, so that the driver sees it and then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad
Yeah, for now,
idea.
I will forward you those videos as well.
Please.
But you could
Please.
find the trash company if need be, right?
We can, because they're violating the city ordinance.
Right, so I mean,
Um,
then the driver, now his job is in danger, if he doesn't do it, then he's more likely to push it back, if you can find the trash company, yeah.
Yep, yep.
And we'll have evidence.
But we
every
didn't
time
know, you know, because there was no communication here and where it was. And the other thing is, like, it's up to you guys to make sure that your trash is in order,
Right.
you know? So to put it on us is,
Right.
you know,
Not necessary, so, I'll set up an email chain today.
Yeah.
And then I'll have Simon forward you all the video surveillance, and then that way we can move forward, if need be, we can, after you see videos, then you guys can maybe talk to the trash companies as well. But in the meantime, we'll set up a meeting with, Dixie and other restaurants, to see if we can kind of rearrange the barrels and see if that helps. If not, I guess, the thing we're gonna have to do is just switch over to Republic, and then Republic will be responsible for the whole, alley, because I don't know where we heard this from, but at some point, we're supposed to get a compactor back there.
I've been hearing that a lot. I'm not sure that's going to happen right away.
Detective Foley, he was saying, you know,
Yeah.
just keep at it for now
Yeah.
until we get the
Because
compact.
we've been
Yeah.
really trying, it's really hard, a lot of us don't live in Quincy, so we drive back and forth to kind of come here to make sure it's not there. And we are really trying, like, other than, maybe we're not communicating as much,
You're not communicating at all.
yeah.
so 8:30 in the morning, 8:30 in the morning, that dumpster has to be secured in that back. So
Yeah,
make sure
and the
somebody's
reason
there by
why
then.
It was good recently was probably because we've had managers go there at 4:44 a.m. and moving it back.
Well,
just
whatever
because
you
that's
have to
when
do,
Republic picks
whatever
it
you
up.
have to do to move it back, but we're giving you till 8:30.
Yeah.
So whatever you have to do, that dumpster should be in that alley by 8:30. It should never be in a handicap spot, ever.
And shame on the guy that's running.
Yes,
You know,
yeah.
Republic or whichever other trash company it is. But within the next 30 days, I think you guys can all get together and figure out a plan. And the commissioner said she'll help, and we'll come back together 30 days, see where we are at, okay?
Thank you so much.
Sound good?
Thank you.
Thank you, yes.
Thank you.
yeah.
Need a motion to continue?
Let's make a motion to continue that, Shake and Crab for a review of conditions of operations to, date. Thank you.
I think it would be like the 24th, maybe.
Okay.
I'll just confirm that, but I think the next hearing date would be the 24th.
To the next hearing date of March 24th for a review of operations. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Thank you.
Looking for a motion to waive the reading and approve minutes from the previous hearing.
Motion made.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the next meeting is March 10th, 2020. Looking for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? That concludes the license board hearing for February 18th. Thank you.